Hi, so my name is James Taylor, and this is a video update for the Settlers of Catan. This is a game for the Prizm PlayTable. If it looks like players, these little dot cards are upside down, it's because this would normally be played flat down on a table, and a couple of people would gather around it, and they would be able to all participate in the same game. Now, in Settlers, players also have their private information on a mobile device, and we're going to mimic the mobile device using these tabs here. So once we start getting cards, they'll appear for each player on these tabs, which again mimic a player's personal hand on their mobile device. Anyway, so I've kind of accelerated through the beginning animations and all the beginning stuff, and we're in the initial settlement placement phase. I've put down a few of them, but you can see if I drag a settlement over the board, I get these helpful kind of suggestions about where this thing can be placed, like this is a valid placement, this isn't a valid placement. If you know the game of Catan, you know that you can't place a settlement only one segment away from another settlement. So this looks pretty good to me. I like that red number. And you can see here I now get a road to go with that, and the screen goes dim to focus. I'm going to turn down the sound effects just a little bit. The screen goes dim to focus the player's attention on the new item that they just received. And here we have a bunch of little glowing road segments to show us where we can possibly put our road segment. And I'll just place it right there. And now green places, or Lily places her last settlement. And how about right there? Brick is always kind of scarce, so that seems like a good option to me. And we'll put it right there. Now all the players get their first resource cards. You can probably hear all the bang, and there are other sound effects for getting other cards. Now on these resource cards you can kind of see there's an outline. The blue outline on this one means that it belongs to the blue player, and he can take those, and if you're in a hurry you can actually just kind of slide your card out and grab them like this. And a player can't take a card that doesn't belong to them. So now if we go back to the mobile screens, here we'll see the cards that the players have. And there they are. Each player has a couple of initial resource cards. Now we have our official first turn, and Lily, and we know it's Lily's turn because she's got this little green turn pointer, and also the dice have green circles around them. So these dice, you can toss them around, they'll clack and clatter around a little bit. And then our number is 4. So any player who has a settlement next to a 4 on the board will get the resource from that land tile. Ooh. Alright, so now we've got a player's first decision that they can make. So let's see what Lily has. I mean, right now at the beginning of the game, she probably doesn't have too much. Lily has an ore, a wool, and a brick, which can't buy us too much. We can check what we can buy on the mobile device here. We don't have a wheat, so we can't do development. We don't have a wood, so we can't do a road. But maybe, just maybe, somebody else who has a wood can trade us that wood. Yeah, so Johanna has a wood, and so let's get Johanna to give us her wood, and we'll trade her something in return. The way that you do that is a domestic trade, and now all the players have these little trade trays out in front of them. So Lily is going to take from her mobile device the ore and trade it with Johanna for the wood. So let's see how that goes. Grab that, get this cute little animation. Now if I hit complete, we should see that Lily now has a wood. There it is. So now we can build a road. Let's do that. Let's build a road. We don't have enough for a city. We have no place to put a settlement. So the only thing we can really build here is a road. Again, the screen goes dim, and we can place the road in any of these segments here. And let's see, I kind of like the idea of building on a port, so maybe I'll, actually let's head off in this direction, because I'm pretty confident I can connect these road segments later, unless Blue gets really gung-ho over here with the roads. So I'm going to build off in this direction. Maybe we can build a settlement right here and profit from that. And we can't do too much else, so that'll be the end of our turn. And we're going to roll a 6. And now the yellow player gets a wood, and the green player gets a wheat. And now it's Johanna's turn. So let's see what Johanna can build. Ooh, actually, Johanna can build a new settlement. Ooh, but might need to build a road first to get to that settlement. Yeah, it doesn't look like anybody else can give her a road, a brick. So there's no other brick. Told you, brick is always scarce in the game. Anyway, that's kind of the general overview. You know, you can also buy development cards, you can activate development cards and they'll start appearing here. You can build cities on top of your settlements. Oh, actually, you know what I could do? I've got a little cheat in here. I could just artificially create a bunch of free resources here for... And let's just see what Johanna has. Oh, here we go. This is a 7, so this will show us what happens with the robber. Johanna has way too many cards because I just gave her a bunch of cards. So she has to discard half of those cards because the robber showed up. So that's a big shame. She's got a lot of stuff to get rid of. So let's get rid of some wheat. Let's get rid of wood. Let's get rid of some of this wool. Let's get rid of a ton of wool. Let's get rid of some brick. This really sucks. Okay, so now it's Johanna's turn to move the robber. Let's say we want to move the robber to there and rob some cards from Mason. So we'll take a card. And we don't get to look at the card. That's why they're just red. They're face down. So now let's see if we can finally build something interesting with Johanna's resources. Let's try building a road. So here we go. 1, 2 roads. And we'll get to place it. We'll put it right. Let's see if we can build out to this sheep port up to the left here. So we'll put it right there.
Get to work.
And then we might... Actually, we're not going to have enough resource to build anything else. So let's move on to Mason. And Mason again rolled the robber. So let's use Mason, and Mason's going to rob his card back, try to rob his card back from Johanna. Robber's got all sorts of sound effects. So now, let's see if we can build anything with Mason's cards. Oh yeah, we can buy a development card with Mason's card. Okay, cards. So let's do that. Let's buy a development card. The board is now expecting the materials for a development card, which is an ore, a wheat, and a wool. And so now we've got this development card, and we can't activate it on this turn. It's not going to work. So we can do turn complete, and we could potentially activate that on the next turn. Anyway, so we've got an 11, and let's see if we can build anything cool with Eugene's materials. Let's see what Eugene has. Eugene can buy a development card, and we've already seen that. So I think we'll just end it here, and that will be our quick kind of broad strokes of the game of Catan. Games of Catan usually last for about 45 minutes to an hour. And this is a version, again, for the Prizm PlayTable, which would sit flat on a large digital surface on a coffee table, and multiple people would gather around it and use their cell phones to sign into the game. Anyway, that's all for now. Thank you.